good triumph over evil. With gentleness, overcome anger. With charity, overcome stinginess. With truth, overcome deceit. This the Buddha taught. When the Lord was stormed by Mara, challenged to a battle by 𝑎lavaka, and attacked by the ferocious elephant, Nalagiri, he subdued them all with his perfection of giving, patience, and all-embracing love. By the power of that spiritual glory, may joyous victory be yours.
You too, and good morning, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma. Welcome to the Sunday Puja and Dhamma sharing online, organized by MSBS and supported by TBCM. Today is the second day of the new year, 2022. We wish everyone a very happy new year and hope everyone is staying healthy and staying safe. To start today's puja, we shall cross over to 𝓢𝓾𝓷𝓭𝓪𝓂. Over to you, Sister Kut.
Thank you, Brother Terence. Thank you for choosing the very inspirational Gatha to start our first Sunday Puja for 2022. The 𝐽𝑎 Gatha tells about the victories of the Buddha, good overcoming evil. So as we do today's Sunday Puja, may we keep this message in mind and constantly contemplate our practice in the Dhamma to overcome our defilements. Now let us compose our minds and reflect as I read the offerings for today's Sunday Puja. Offering of lights. May we offer these candles burning brightly out of deep respect and veneration to our enlightened Master, the Buddha. May these lights symbolically guide us to the light of the Dhamma, which dispels the darkness of greed with the light of generosity, the gloominess of hatred with the light of love, and the darkness of ignorance with the light of wisdom, through the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha. Offering of joss sticks and incense. May we offer these joss sticks and incense out of deep respect and veneration to our blessed Master, the Buddha. May our good deeds be like the fragrance of these joss sticks, cultivating compassion, patience, tolerance, understanding, and love towards all living beings. Offering of water. This water too we offer to symbolize our aspiration to cultivate the virtues of calmness, clarity, and purity. Let it remind us to diligently cleanse ourselves of our spiritual defilements and delusions through the cultivation of generosity, compassion, and wisdom. Offering of flowers. These flowers too we offer out of deep respect and gratitude to our compassionate Master, the Buddha. These flowers, sweet, beautiful, and choice, are clustered at the feet of our noble Master. Beautiful as they are now, they will soon, with the passing of time, wilt and fade and be cast away. Reflecting thus on this very nature of unsatisfactoriness, impermanence, and soullessness, let us tread the path shown by the Buddha for the eradication of suffering here and now. We shall now begin the Sunday Puja chanting by first paying homage to the Buddha, Dhamma, and Sangha by saying sadhu 3 times. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dhammang saranang gacchami, Sanghang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami, Dutiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi Buddhang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi Dhammang saranang gacchami, Tatiyampi Sanghang saranang gacchami. Anatipata veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Adinna veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Kamesu miccacara veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Musavada veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Surameraya majjapamagatana veramani sikkhapadang samadhiyami. Iti piso bhagava arahang samma sambuddho vijjacharana sampanno sugato lokavidu anuttaro purisa dhamma sarati satta deva manusanang buddho bhagavati swakato bhagavati
Bhagavata Dhammo Sanditthiko Akaliko Ehipasiko Opanaiko Pachatang Veditabbo Vinyuhiti Supatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Ujupatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Nyayapatipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Sami Patipanno Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Yadidang Chattari Purisa Yugani Atta Purisa Puggala Esa Bhagavato Savaka Sangho Ahuneyo Pahuneyo Dakhineyo Anjali Karaniyo Anuttarang Punyakyatang Lokasati Vandami Cetiyang Sabbang Sappatane Supatititang Saririka Dhatu Mahabodhing Buddha Rupang Sakalang Sada Yassa Mule Nisinnova Sabbari Vijayang Aka Patto Sabbanyutang Satta Vande Tang Bodhipadapang Ime ete Mahabodhi Lokanatena Pujita Ahang pite namasami Bodhi Raja namatute Gana sarapaditena dipena tamadang sina Tiloka dipang sambuddhang pujayami tamonudang Ganda sambara yuttena dupena hang sugandhina Pujaye pujaniyantang puja bhajana muttamang Adivase tuno bante paniyang parikappitang Anukampang upadaya patigan hatu muttamang Adivase tuno bante pujanang parikappitang Anukampang upadaya patigang hatu muttamang Adivase tuno bante gilana paccayang imang Anukampang upadaya patigang hatu muttamang Vannagandha gunopetang etang kusuma santating Pujayami munindasa siripada saroruhe Pujemi buddhang kusumena nena punyena metena cahotu mokkhang Uppang milayati yata idam me kayo tatayati vinasa bhavang Akasata ca bhummatta devanaga mahidika punyantang anumoditva cirang rakhantu loka sasanam Akasata ca bhummatta Devanaga Mahidika
Punyantang
Anumoditva Chirang Rakhantu Desanang Akasata Cha Bhummatta
Devanaga
Naga Mahidika Punyantang Anumoditva Chirang Rakhantu Mang Parang Devo Vasatu Kalena Sasa Sampati Hetu Cha Pito Bhavatu Loko Cha Raja Bhavatu Dhammiko Idang me nyati nang hotu Sukhita honto nyatayo
Idang me
Nyati nang hotu Sukhita honto nyatayo Idang me nyati nang hotu Sukhita honto nyatayo Imina punya kammena mame bala samagamo Satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana patiya Kayena vacha cittena pamadena maya katang Acayang kamame bante buri panya tathagata Kayena vacha cittena pamadena maya katang Acayang kamame dhamma sandittika akalika
Kayena
Vacha cittena pamadena maya katang Acayang kamame sangga supatipanna anuttara
Karaniya Metta Sutta. Karaniya Metta
Kusalena yantang santang padang abisamecca Sakko uju ca suju ca suvaco ca semudu anatimani Santus sakko ca subaro ca appakicco ca sallahu kavutti Santindriyo ca nipako ca appagabbo kulesu ananugiddo Naca kuddang samacare kinci yena vinyo tare upavadeyung Sukino va kemino hontu sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta Yeke cipana bhutatti tasavata varava anavasesa Digava ye mahantava majjimarasakanu Dittava yeva additta ye ca dure
Vasanti Avidure
Bhutava sambhavesi va sabbe satta bhavantu sukhitatta Naparo parang nikobeta nati manyeta kata cinang kanci Biaro sanapatiga sanya Nanya manya sadukka micceya Mata yata niyang puttang Ayusa eka putta manurakke Evang pisabba bhutesu manasang
Bhavaye
aparimanang mettang ca sabba lokasming manasang bhavaye aparimanang uddang ado ca tiriyan ca asambadang averang asapattang Titang charang nisinno va sayano va yavata sabhigata middo etang sating aditteya brahma metang viharang idamahu dittinca anupagamma silavadasanena sampanno Kamesu vinaya gedang nahi jatu gapaseyang punareti
Etena
Satya vajjena sotite hotu
sabbada
Etena satya vajjena sotite hotu sabbada Etena satya vajjena sotite hotu sabbada.
By this declaration of the truth, may all beings be well, happy, and peaceful.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Thank you very much, Mr. Kut, Bro Leng Huat. Today, Bro Leng Huat is back with us to share on As I Grow Older, on the rising rituals. The major point today is on Dana. Over to you, Bro Leng Huat.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Sukhihotu, brothers and sisters in the Dhamma, a very happy new year on behalf of the organizers of this regular Sunday Puja. Let me take this opportunity to wish you a very happy new year. Just give me about a few seconds to switch off the other equipment that I was using for chanting. Okay, sorry. Thank you very much again. Okay, so this is the new year for 2022. And what will happen is for us, among the Buddhists, what we will do is we'll have a lot of puja, chanting, and we do a lot of dana, you know, to welcome the Sunday puja. I mean, sorry, to welcome the new year. Sorry, I'm distracted with my equipment. Okay, so like I've said, now what will happen is we have lots of puja and then we do lots of dana during this season, you know. So the thing is, we are actually over the year, we say that we are actually matured. Now we are 1 year older. Physically, we are 1 year older. Mentally, maybe 1 year older also, for children in particular. And for us older people, you know, I always contemplate, do I get spiritually better or not? You know? So these are the things that come to my mind, you know, as this kind of New Year message for you all. Because we will think that whether spiritually we have actually matured or not. Correct? Physically, mentally, but spiritually. So, okay, so we test ourselves, maybe we say maybe we have. So let's test ourselves, So when we do this puja, people have asked this question. Chanting is also a ritual. Yeah, it's a very common question, And okay, let's be more specific then. We say that observing the 5 precepts is ritual. Every morning, Panatipata, Veramani, Sikkhapadang, Samadhiyami. Then Adinna, Dana, Veramani, Kamesu, Musavada, Surame Raya. So the thing is, are these not rituals, But then we again, we contemplate, when we say ritual, what do you mean by rituals, Correct. So for us, rituals means some tradition, some old traditions are handed down generation after generation, And this is actually particularly, when the Buddha says rituals, don't do rituals, it's particularly during the time, this is during the Brahmanic period, where they have lots of rituals. They do these rituals for salvation. That is what the Buddha didn't want. Do rituals without the meaning, where they send jewelry to the Brahmans and then make offerings this to their Brahma gods, hopingly that they will be blessed with another great year ahead, or to ward off bad omens, These are the rituals that the Buddha was referring to. For Satipatthana to give up rituals, these are the rituals, whereby we think that the rituals are the end of all this. No. For us, the rituals are only an aid for us, to calm our mind, an aid for us to see things clearly. And this is the purpose of our chanting. Yeah. So not just offering for protection against evil spirits, and where the Brahmans will tell those people, you must offer your jewelry to me, then we will do special puja for you, and then you will be blessed next year, better harvest, better business, Are these rituals were practiced during the time of the Buddha, the Brahmanic period, we call it. These were the rituals that the Buddha says you must give up. And our answer is these 5 precepts a ritual for us Buddhists? I personally firmly say no. Yeah. Why? Because I will reflect, what is the meaning of these 5 precepts? So, like I've always stressed, but maybe I don't stress so much sometimes. Sometimes during the Dhamma talk, we will rush we just flip over the points now. Hopefully, you all will contemplate over it. But today, I spend a little bit more time on this first precept, let's say. So do you say this precept, like I've said earlier, is this a ritual? I will firmly say no. For me, 100% no. Firm. Why? Because the first precept says Panatipata, Veramani, Sikkhapadang, Samadhiyami. What does it mean? That we abstain from killing. What does that mean? Let us reflect. In Buddhism, the Buddha has highest respect for all living beings. Or rather, we put it like the Buddhism has highest regard for all living beings. We don't simply say that, oh, we can kill our enemies, we can slaughter our enemies, no, we can kill pests. No. Correct? What the Buddha says is we are known, Buddhists are known to be giving the highest respect to all living beings, known and unknown to us, seen or unseen to us. We are very careful. We have very high regards for all these living beings, not to harm them. What more, taking their lives? That is why we have to focus on this Panatipata. Correct? Why? Because we are saying that we have high regards for every living being that we want to protect them. All right? So we refrain from killing. We refrain from killing, but another positive action that we can take, opposite of refraining, is to support these living beings with a comfortable, suitable abode. Let's say that means to say that we will also, let's say, value the animal lives. All living beings, for that matter, all living beings are afraid of death. Look at the animals. Are they not afraid of death? You try to slaughter an animal, see they not cry? See they not run away from you, they know you're going to catch them? Correct. So all human, all living beings, all beings value their lives. All are afraid of death. So that is why Buddha has very high regards for all living beings. That's why we are trained to have regards for all living beings. We must protect them also. And not only not killing them, not taking their lives, we must also protect them. Right? We must protect them, preserve them. And how do we do this? So in Buddhism, we practice metta and compassion. So this metta and compassion is another great foundation for us. Right? Compassion alone, that's why I always like to say metta and compassion, because compassion alone sometimes, sometimes we reflect on this, on these rituals of compassion, Compassion, sometimes if we are not careful, compassion is very selective. Now, for us human, we have no choice, We are very selective in whom we want to help. Correct? We are so attached to our own people, our own kind, our own society, our own, all kind, our own. We are so centered that way. So we become singing a bit lah, we become a bit biased lah towards our own kind of things lah. So that's why metta comes into support compassion. Metta means all, no selection. And that is what we should practice. Compassion with metta, or metta with compassion. So these two must be together lah. And of course, wisdom lah. There's another criteria is wisdom lah. Compassion with wisdom. Okay, let's talk about metta first lah. So when metta comes in to support compassion, it becomes less selective, we say. So that when we do a job, when we talk about compassion, we help those that we can. The first to come in line, we help first, not selection lah. Correct. And that is what we practice. Right. So we practice compassion with metta so that we don't become selective. We only want to help the Buddhist temple. We only want to help Buddhists. We only want to help people of our kind. We only want to help Malaysians. We only want, so this is becoming a bit society based. So when we practice metta and compassion, we will help across. So all living beings need to be protected. So we must also encourage them. The second part of our Panatipata is we must also encourage and support people who are actually building those animal shelters also. We must support because we are actually preserving life that way. We are making all living beings conducive, environment conducive for all living beings. So that is also very important. So that we are metta and karuna together combined, we have great compassion for people, and then we do not select. And then we do not regret. We do not talk about it when we have done it. We don't talk about compassion. It's a very popular statement. Everybody likes to say, we Buddhists must have compassion. We Buddhists must have compassion. What do you mean you must have compassion? Show us the compassion better. Not advertising compassion all the time. Oh, we Buddhists, every statement they make is all about compassion. But where is the practice of compassion? And that is important. It is the practice of compassion, and practice of compassion is not selective. Remember that. So this is what I reflect of, what we have done the past year. Have we not been doing this? And how to do this kind of compassion, how to spread. So the second precept also, sometimes we reflect on this. I will not go through all, but the second precept we talk about we abstain from taking things that don't belong to us now, which is very true actually. If we take things that belong to us, that doesn't belong to us, without permission from others, we are depriving the other party of the comfort of that item, To you, it may be very small. To them, that could be maybe life-saving, You see, so we are depriving people of the opportunity to use that little thing that we have taken. For us, maybe little, for them, maybe it's big. So that's why we refrain from all these things, so that we give the living being the comfort and the conducive environment. And that little that we have taken without permission could mean a lot to them. So that is why we say that we must also not deprive them of the important item. It may be for their comfort, maybe for a lot of things for them. We don't assume that this little thing is nothing. We don't assume that we're taking something, this is nothing, don't worry, brother. No. So that's why we say Adinna Dana Veramani Sikkhapadang Samadhiyami. We don't make assumption that it's not given to you, you don't take. Because it may mean a lot to the other party. We are not putting it on the very big extent of stealing. No. But yet, if without permission, it is actually stealing. But what is more important is not that. It is the living being that the discomfort that we cause to the other living being by taking away his things. We do not know what it meant to him. So that is why we have to reflect on this. So I always reflect on this kind of thing, you know. And then you see, then coming back to, then of course the opposite of not taking things from people is what? We must cultivate generosity. Right? Not only taking, not taking is good, but to cultivate the generosity is better. So we have to cultivate generosity now to help people. And that was why I used the word dana today, because dana is very important. Dana is very important, and dana must be actually performed on a very timely basis, you know. And what is most timely today? Let me ask you. Here are the victims of the flood, victims of the recent flood. How many of us have actually lent a hand to help them? So this is where we have to come in, see. So now we talk about not taking things, but we also have the capacity of giving things. So we also must give what we can. And timely giving is very important. And what is most timely today is to help those victims who are actually going through the very hard time, whose house were destroyed, all their property were destroyed, their cars were destroyed, you know, things that people have lost a lot of, you know. So during this predicament in their life, what have we done? Reflect, you know, what have we done? I don't think we have done very much. Let us try now. It's not too late. There are still people who are suffering from the flood, and it is still continuously threatening many people. Even in my neighborhood now, I hear houses are flooding already. People are calling me, oh, what about your house? What about your house? The friends are very concerned. That is the Buddhist quality. Many friends have sent me messages this morning hearing that in my neighborhood, places have flooded. But I told them that up to now, my place is still very safe. It still looks safe, and I hope it will continue that way. But we must also consider those who have lost. So we must give a helping hand, you know. This is the most timely. This is the most timely. It's most timely now to give help to this kind of victim, because dana must be timely. I said, don't give dana at the wrong time. This is the correct time for those flood victims. Please exercise some generosity, practice some generosity, and help them. That is my appeal to you for this year. So let us cultivate this kind of thing. You know, as you grow older, not only knowing Buddha, knowing the Dhamma, you know. I've always said that don't have to worry about learning the Dhamma. It's about practicing. Know the 5 precepts and practice the 5 precepts. We're talking about not taking lives. Are we supporting the animal shelter? We're talking about not stealing from people, but are we giving to those needy people? So this kind of thing we have to contemplate. That will make us spiritually more. We have improved spiritually, inshallah. Not only mentally or physically, you know. Year after year, mentally and physically maturing more. For spiritual, you don't forget. So contemplate on this, because dana is very important in Buddhism. Dana is very important. The Buddha has 2 aims, you know, in view when he preached on dana. He said dana is encouraged in Buddhism, right? With 2 aims, you know, in view. You see, sometimes we say these are only physical things, you know, not spiritual. But the Buddha also has said this. When you practice dana, you know, Buddhism is for gradual learning. Dana, sila, bhavana. Like I've said, it's not step by step. It is not the step. I don't believe in steps and steps and steps. Okay, it is all together combined that we practice this dana with sila, dana with bhavana. We practice, because the Buddha says that when it is practiced, when dana is practiced gradually, a stage will come. If we practice dana, we know practice dana is to give up greed, give up attachment. But continue, because we don't realize the second part of it. Continue, because when it's practiced, gradually a stage will come when one will not have craving anymore. If you can practice this consistently, you will actually give up craving, You will realize that actually you're cultivating that wisdom, that this attachment is wrong. This wisdom will arise in you, This wisdom, you cannot achieve this wisdom. You cannot read about wisdom. But as you practice this dana and give and give and give, what will happen is eventually you come to a stage where you will not have craving for these things anymore. Correct? You will be in the position to give away, to renounce anything with compassion in your mind, with compassion in your heart. That is through this kind of cultivation. Doing dana and reflecting that you're helping people, and you practice, you don't forget, no, that is not superficial, because eventually the Buddha says, eventually when you give away and give and give and give, you will come to a position where you are able to renounce anything out of compassion. And what is this state? When you are able to renounce everything out of compassion, what is this state? You have no more attachment, And what are we seeking for today? Is to give up this kind of greed, hatred, delusion. Correct? No more attachment. And that is the Arahant stage. Correct? You can also achieve by doing dana. Don't think dana you cannot be enlightened, brother. Dana cannot. No. You continue giving, continue giving, continue giving until you will realize eventually, because that's why we say gradual learning. Isn't it? Eventually you will realize that you have no more attachment to your things. Correct? And when you have no more attachment, what does it mean? What is the definition of an Arahant? You compare the definition, you are no attachment, no more greed, no more hatred, no more delusion. You understand compassion. Correct? So you are no more deluded by the fact that this is nothing. Continue, and you develop, and you will do that. And how important is dana, Right? So again, like we say, sometimes I also notice sometimes we people we all I am very guilty of it myself. Let me tell about myself. Sometimes I'm also guilty, We give dana. Okay, then let us talk about the Buddha prefers, if you give dana, you want to give dana, you must do it yourself. All right? Go to the temple personally, go to the monk personally, go to anything personally and give it to me with dignity. That was the word the Buddha used. We must give with dignity. Don't just, hamela, take. That is only for name lah. People say that, oh, you give God our name lah. Oh, I saw him giving so much thing. I saw him. You get a name, that's all. But you must give with dignity. We don't care people see or people don't see you. Give with dignity. Now, make effort to give. That is important. Let me tell you the story of 𝓖𝐴𝑖𝐻𝑖𝑛𝑑𝑖𝑘𝐻. 𝓖𝐴𝑖𝐻𝑖𝑛𝑑𝑖𝑘𝐻 also, right? Many of you all must have heard of 𝓖𝐴𝑖𝐻𝑖𝑛𝑑𝑖𝑘𝐻, but some may not have heard. Who is 𝓖𝐴𝑖𝐻𝑖𝑛𝑑𝑖𝑘𝐻? Correct? 𝓖𝐴𝑖𝐻𝑖𝑛𝑑𝑖𝑘𝐻 is actually the main patron of the Buddha. And in many suttas that we have learned, you will see suttas start with Evang me sutang ekang samayang bhagava savatiyang viharati jetavane anata pindikas arame. Anata pindikas arame. What does it mean? So it is the vihara of Anata Pindika at Jetavana Grove. So Anata Pindika was a great patron of the Buddha. He wanted to give the Buddha a very suitable place for them to stay and to cultivate. To continue cultivating and preaching his Dhamma. So he saw the Jeta Grove. Okay, I'll tell you a bit of stories here and there, better, so you understand the importance of dana, the importance of giving dana. Okay, we'll continue. Okay. So what? So Anathapindika wanted to give the Buddha a very nice place, to build a monastery for him. But then he found a place called Jeta Grove. Belongs to the prince called Jeta. But this prince doesn't want to sell the place. The prince challenged him. If you want to buy that place, fill it up with gold coins. Fill up the whole place that you want to buy with gold coins. You can do that, I sell to you. So Anathapindika got the arbitrator to come, we make agreement. Okay, I fill it up, means you must sell to me. You cannot withdraw, because the prince thought, yeah, this fellow won't be able to fill up the whole place with gold coins, impossible, So but Jeta Grove said, okay, let's drop an agreement. Okay, and if I can do that, you must sell. Well, he doesn't want to sell, is he? So they drafted agreement. This is in our current terms. Our current terms, kita buat contract, kita tulis surat, kita buat satu nice agreement and say that if I fill it up, you must sell to me. Okay, done. Then Anathapindika brought carts and cartloads of gold coins, and fill it up piece by piece until the whole Jeta Grove is filled with this gold coin. Then he told to the Prince Jeta, now how? You have to sell to me, no more choice. And that's how he bought that piece of land to build the monastery. It cost him a lot of gold coins, 18 million gold coins, it says. Then after that, he spent another 18 million to build up the monastery. He built up the monastery. So a beautiful monastery. Then they got big celebration, and then he maintained that place. He offered dana to them every day, continue to support the Sangha. Cost him another 18 million, Total he spent 54 million gold coins to maintain this, And the Buddha went in and then they stayed there. Jetavana Grove, we call it. Anathapindika 𝓢𝓾𝓷𝓭𝓪. Okay, so after the Buddha stayed there, okay, unfortunately, of course, when Anathapindika invited the Buddha and the whole entourage of all the Sangha to his house, they got best food to eat, very lavish food, beautiful. Things are very conducive, very nice food and all that. The best grain you can find, the best food, he's very benevolent. So, okay, one day, good things must come to an end also. The flood came, washed away some of his money, and then friends borrowed from him, didn't pay him also. Friends borrowed from him, didn't pay him. There's 18 million again gone. The flood came and washed away another 18 million, all kaba, all finished, all habis. So he became an ordinary people. He became an ordinary person like you and me, just an average person. He's no more the rich philanthropist anymore. But he still maintained the dana for the Sangha. Okay? He still maintained and invited them to his home. And this time he apologized to the Buddha. He says, sorry, Bhante, I give you broken grains this time. I have no choice. I give you broken grain, Okay. So please accept it. Then the Buddha says, and this is, you can quote this, the Buddha says, that a dish may be insipid or tasteless, or it can be savory. The Buddha says that a dish can be insipid or savory. The food can be meager or lavish. Yet, if it is not given in the with a friendly hand, that's why I said, you must give it yourself. That's what the Buddha stressed on that. If it is not given by a friendly hand, if it is given by a friendly hand, it becomes delicious meal. Right? So I will quote you what the Buddha says. Dish may be insipid or savory. The food may be meager or lavish. Yet, if it is given by a friendly hand, this becomes a delicious meal. All right? So here the lesson we learn is you must give with dignity. We must give with dignity. So coming back to our dana as a ritual, sometimes we all realize that we also give dana as a ritual. I give dana as a ritual. We hear, oh, sana ada they're organizing the rope offering. We will send somebody, okay, buy one for me, please send on my behalf. We hear they got, okay, buy one katina there, okay, buy and send on behalf. Oh, buy and send on behalf. We don't go and attend, you know. So this is what the Buddha says. It's not that you give that way. You must give it yourself. Give with dignity to the person, you know. And after you have given, you must forget about it. Don't talk and talk and talk. And few months later, still talking about what charity you have given. And that is not compassion, you know. You talk about compassion, what for? When you cannot understand this, you know. You have to understand this part. So now we are all guilty that way. We hear Katina here, Katina there, send money here, ask friend to buy, send for me, give for me. That's all we do. So then it becomes a ritual, you know. If you're not careful, it becomes a ritual. Because we just take it for granted. But the Buddha says you must give with dignity. Go to yourself, go by yourself and give it with dignity. However, during the past 2 years, this wasn't possible. Whereby many of us cannot go to the temple. We have no choice. We bank in money into their account, which they have published. They told us to bank into certain account. We do it now. But do we know? Do we realize that many of these temples, after receiving your money, that during the Katina, they will read out your name, that this is donated by so and so. This is donated by Brother Leng Huat. And Brother Leng Huat cannot be there because they don't encourage Brother Leng Huat to go, because I am at a certain age where I cannot simply go where I like anymore. Or maybe it's too far away. But they will make sure that a representative will take that rope and give on my behalf. Do you know that many of these organizers will go through this pain, you know, this kind of arrangement, this kind of pain, to make representatives to give the rope on behalf of Brother Leng Huat, on behalf of Sister Doris, on behalf of Brother 𝓿𝓏𝓪, and they will arrange. They go through that pain of organizing that up to that extent, you know. I've attended one and I noticed that they will not simply say, okay, so and so have donated. I read your names, I read your name, so and so, 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 so and so. No. They go through the pains of getting the volunteers to queue up with your ropes to represent you and give on behalf. Okay? Now, that is the pain that the organizers have taken. Let's reflect on it. Did we make effort to switch on to watch that ceremony? We have received that effort of traveling there, you know, but did we not switch on our Facebook to watch and see that people are doing it and we can practice from the home? Many of us will fail to do that. Many of us will say, never mind, I already sent already. No problem, I sent already. But we have failed. And this kind of things, the Buddha says, bring more meaning to the dana. Not only sending food, okay, Venerable, I grab food for you today. No. It's not about grabbing food, not about, oh, Venerable, I courier service ropes to you already. Oh, Venerable, I bank in the money for you already. No, you got to give it dignity, you know. Yes, we cannot be there. If you can be there, I will say you must be there. Then it brings great meaning to that dana. Otherwise, it becomes a ritual. All right? And remember, those temples are also organizing that way. They are putting representatives to give on your behalf. Our job is during the COVID, during the MCO, is to switch on our Facebook and sit there and contemplate and watch and focus on the ceremony. Be part of that ceremony. Then it does not become a ritual. Failing to do that, then it is a ritual. I think so. So I will feel very guilty if I just send it there. Oh, Venerable, grab food already. Venerable, oh, courier service already. No, make an effort to go. If not, bank in and tell him, we apologize sincerely and say, Venerable, due to the COVID, due to the MCO, we cannot be there. Now, temples don't encourage all of us to be there this time. For the past 2 years, they have not encouraged us all to be there. They understand. They understand. Okay? And then they do on your behalf with dignity. They get people to represent you. So we also must respect that kind of ceremony with dignity. Give with dignity. And that is the gist of my sharing today. For this, I chose the word dana today because dana, in the form of our 5 precepts, we are also doing dana. We are saving lives. We are not destroying lives. We are also encouraging people to help support this kind of shelter, this kind of animal shelter. That is great dana. We are also saying we don't take things from people unnecessarily without their permission, because that is depriving another human being of the comfort of whatever little we have taken from them. So, and then instead of that, we must learn to be generous. And generosity is what we say is dana. And we pay great emphasis in Buddhism, great emphasis is paid, is being focused on dana as a gradual learning, but not dana as the simple learning. No, it's a part of a gradual learning, because eventually, like I've said earlier, through this dana, you will realize that you don't need these things. You won't be attached to these things. You will give up your greed. You will eventually overcome your hatred, and you will eventually overcome delusion. And that is the state of arahanthood. And that is my message for you for this new year. I thank everybody for this opportunity of being able to share with you this simple message as my message for your coming year. Thank you very much again, and may the blessings of the Triple Gem be upon you and your family always. And I take this opportunity on behalf of the organizers of this Sunday Puja to wish you a very happy new year. Have a good year ahead. May all your dreams be realized. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you very much. Over to you, Brother Terence.
Thank you very much, Bro Leng Huat, for a nice message. Now, after listening and doing the puja today, now let us compose our minds as we read the sharing of merits. Akasata ca Bhumata Deva Naga Mahidika Punyang tam anumoditva chiram rakantu 𝓿𝓾𝓷𝓭 Etavata cham hehi sampadang punya sampadang sabbe deva sabbe putta sabbe satta anumodantu sabba sampati siddhya. May all beings inhabiting space and earth, devas and nagas of mighty power, having shared these merits, long protect the Buddha's dispensation. To that extent by us, merits has been occurred and collected. May all deities, all creatures, may all beings rejoice for the achievement of all successes. Idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Idang me nyatinang hotu sukita hontu nyatayo. Let this merit occur to my relatives. May they be well and happy. Aspirations. Imina punya kamena mame bala samagamo satang samagamo hotu yava nibbana patiya. By the grace of these merits that have occurred, may I never follow the foolish, but only the wise, until the time I attain final happiness. Nibbana. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Thank you everyone for watching and staying back with us. Once again, have a good and prosperous new year ahead. May everyone be safe and healthy. Bye-bye for now.